Bye. Hi everyone, thanks for coming. If we could just have 5 more minutes for viewing the body, and then we will just begin to say a few words. Hi everyone, if you could please take your seats. Yeah. Hi everyone. Okay. One last bit of logistics. Lovely. Okay everyone, I want to thank you all for coming to honor the life of my granddad, Coopusamy Chetty. known to many of you as George. I think he would have been so happy to see all of you here. He would have definitely called this an excuse for a party. He was known and loved by many, and he will be so missed. He played a huge role in many of our lives, a father figure to more than just my immediate family. He had a sparkle in his eye, and he was always warm and welcoming. He married my granny almost 60 years ago, and they've been each other's strength ever since. He was a man of many talents, whether it be playing tabla and singing, playing football in his younger days, playing musical chairs in the front row over here, or schooling you in Tani. Dad always knew how to have a good time. And although he led us with a firm hand, he always tried to protect his family, and he had a strong moral compass. To me, Dad and Amma were a second set of parents. Dad fetched Mick and I from school every day and often took us for treats afterwards. We'd grab an ice cream or go to Rose's for cheese toast. He would always have a treat for me. And he would always drop off our lunch, like if I forgot my lunch, or my PE kit if I forgot it, my recorder if I forgot it, my homework if I forgot it, my entire school bag. We were very forgetful children. He always gave me a kiss goodbye, and always gave me a kiss hello when he saw me. He also tried in vain to prevent my first kiss from a boy. um, he used to massage my hands when I was a kid, and I remember this. He would sit in the evenings with us. As he told me stories, he would massage my hands. He told me the saga of Rama and Sita, and he told me the story of how he grew up, where he lived in the barracks, how he met my grandmother, and they always knew each other, we know that, and how he insisted on dating her. We even got to travel together with Amma and Dad. We saw the whole country. We even went to England together. Remember, we went to Spain together. A highlight of that trip was seeing Dad get up and dance with the flamenco dancers. The man had moves. He loved me unconditionally, and he never hesitated to show it. He was so proud of me. He encouraged me in life and supported me in whatever I did. We all know his health deteriorated in recent years, and it robbed him of his peace and left him in so much pain. The last time I saw him, though, he had that sparkle in his eye again. I'm sure we all know that sparkle. I saw that same man who was cheeky, who used to tease the nurses at the dialysis center. I saw the excitement he had for my wedding. Dad, I'm relieved that you're not in pain anymore. Thank you for loving me and being there whenever I needed you. I will miss you today and every day for the rest of my life, but I'm glad that you're with the Lord again. I believe it's your turn, Uncle David.
Yeah. You thought I came to comfort you. Hi, good afternoon. Thank you guys for attending this goodbye to Dad. The message is the same, right? Time and time again, funeral after funeral. Time is short. Let's get on and do the work. Dad, as I call him, and so many of you do as well. He taught me so many things, from motor mechanics to honesty to good human values. He did the best he could, bringing us up, giving us everything we needed. When his job became a problem, he learned computers, never afraid to tackle new things. That was Dad. He'd have dialysis 3 times a week, 4 hours a time. He would drive himself there and come home late and tired. What a difficulty to go through. So full of life, and to see him physically incapacitated was really difficult. He was always hopeful, and he'd say to me, I just need to stand. And I said, Dad, take it easy, one step at a time. The last major operation in 2019 just broke him, and he never really recovered from that. During his last few years, Ashok did a wonderful job with Dad, and thank you, Ashok. To all the doctors, nurses that helped Dad, very big thank you and God bless. To Devika and Jakes, you have done the ultimate service for parents. God bless you dearly. Jakes, you've been a great son to Dad, and he loves you lots. To the grandkids, know that you're all special in his heart. And from the kids in Joburg, they say, Dad, thank God you're not in any pain anymore. We've received so many messages of encouragement and love. Thank you all for that. One person put it, Dad was a legend. Amma, life is going to be tough. I know you will give it everything. Love you lots. Of course, he'll be missed by all of us. Love you lots forever, Dad. Radhaswami.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen and family. Okay, I am Eric. I'm Danny's son, for those that know my dad, and my uncle is George. Uncle George, we never called him Uncle George. To all his nieces and nephews, he was actually dad. So actually today, I'm actually saying goodbye to my other dad. And to Amma, just be strong. David, Devika, Jayan, you guys will get through it. I'm still getting through it with the loss of my mom and dad, but you guys will get through it. I'm just going to read a little poem. It says, I'm free. Don't grieve for me, for now I'm free. I'm following the path of God, the path God laid for me. I took his hand when I heard him call. I turned my back and left it all. I could not stay another day to laugh, to love, to work, or to play. Tasks left undone must stay that way. I found that place at the close of day. If my parting has left a void, then fill it with my memories. A friendship shared, a laugh, a kiss. Ah, yes. These things I too will miss. Be not burdened with the times of sorrow. I wish you the sunshine of tomorrow. My life has been full. I have suffered much. Good friends, good times. As loved ones touch. Perhaps my time seemed all too brief. Don't lengthen it now with undue grief. Lift your heart and share with me. God wanted me now, He set me free. I think this is actually a message from Dad to all of us. We need to set him free and we need to let him go. Death is normally sad, but just a piece of advice to all of us here, especially those that have their parents living. Treasure them while they are alive. Treasure them, love them, give them everything you could. Because you don't want to be in a position where you're coming here to regret what you haven't done for them. Dad, we're all going to miss you. Amma, we will be there for you. Thank you.
Radhaswami, everyone. For those who don't know, I knew Dad for 40 years this year. I was 14 when I met the family, and I've always been part of the family. In fact, both of them said we have 2 sons and 2 daughters. I don't think Jan and I ever felt like outsiders. If anything, I think they took our side. Initially, I was Devika's friend, and then Devan's friend, and Devan's wife. He was so well respected by everyone. I mean, you can see from the turnout, everybody's, how's Dad? Wherever we went, how's Dad? How's Dad? Every weekend when we were younger, we would go to satsang, and after that, we'd go to one of the brothers' houses. We'd play, they would sing songs, we would play tani, like hours and hours of tani. Even when he came home and he was sick, or when he came back from dialysis, Amma will say he's sick, he's gone to sleep. We go there and we show him the pack of cards, and he puts his hands like this, and we know a game is out. And until the last trip, the previous trip he was a bit slow and he was making mistakes, but the last trip we were here with Kavish, he played with Kavish, my younger son, and they beat us, and Devin and I were not giving them a chance. And he'd give that look like, oh, how much can I teach you guys, really. He was so special, so caring. And when he used to come over, he used to fix everything he could in our house. And in fact, my threat to Devin was, I'm going to tell Dad if you don't fix this. And suddenly my chair would be fixed and the wall would be painted or whatever. Like even before Dad came, like we'd make sure everything's right because he would check on all those things. It's very sad that we won't see him again, but the suffering that he went through, I don't think you want that on anybody. I am so glad we were here and we saw him, even if it was just once or twice. We knew it was time. We prayed for Master to take him, but the time is never right. When you think you're not going to see that face again, or that sparkle in his eye. When we came from Johannesburg and he looks at us and he puts his hands together like we were the angels from the other side. Dad, we're going to miss you, and we're so happy you're not in pain, but we wish you your journey and hopefully you don't come back. And Amma, you know everything. We are here for you and the house is open always. Jane and Devika, you guys were next door and you did a lot of seva, and we can't thank you because we're the same family, but we really appreciate because we knew you guys were there. If Amma and Dad were all alone, it would have been so difficult. So thank you for everything, and thank you for everyone coming, brothers.
So many of you do know me. I'm one of Dad's grandsons, and I knew Dad my entire life. Dad was a big part of my upbringing. You can see we don't call him grandfather or anything. He's like, no, call me Dad. I'm sure that's something he told a lot of people. Like Marisha mentioned, we had an excellent bond with him. He was always there, picking us up from school, the sneaky trips for ice cream, the sneaky trips for sandwiches, just taking you home every day, and then, wait, Dad, where are we going? Like, oh, let's just go get some ice cream. And we would talk about anything, everything, and I'm gonna miss him. Dad has always been a strong person. He's been many things to many people. And for me, he was a teacher. He was like a parent. He was a source of advice. He was an excellent Tani partner. So I learned Tani through lots of mistakes. I'm going to miss him, but I'm very glad the rest of the journey that he's on.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here and bringing your love. I think most of you know me. Dad's daughter, other daughter. Yeah, it's going to be a walking week this week because we have today, Freedom Day. It's Dad's Freedom Day, so it's a very special day for us. Because, you know, Dad has been trying to leave the planet for quite a while now, about 2.5 years. He's been trying to kick the bucket unsuccessfully till now. He told us a couple of times he was going, he said goodbye, held our hands and kissed us and he thanked us and then he asked for forgiveness for anything he had done wrong. And I said to him, Dad, has the master told you that you're going? And he said, no. I said, well, then you're not going. Then about a year ago, we went through the same thing, and this time he said, well, I told you I'd tell you, so, you know, I've seen him, I've had the vision, and since he sort of, you know, he promised me, so he's keeping his promise and he's telling me. I said, okay, but did he tell you that he's coming to get you? Did he say, you know, get ready? He said, no. And I said, well, you're not going, Dad. I told you, he will tell you when you're going. So, about 2 days ago, when we went to see him in hospital, Jan and I went, and Dad had basically 2 words. He looked at me and he said, he came. That was it. And he labored, his breathing was labored, he struggled. And I looked at him and I thought, well, that must be what he means, that the master has come. I had a very strong feeling. As I left, it was almost as if I was compelled to turn around and look at Dad. And Dad was looking at me. It was a long, lingering look. And my mind just said, goodbye, Dad. I think this is the last time. I think I just felt that. And then yesterday, when Amma, Devan, and Jayan went to see Dad, I took a break. Dad was still laboring and struggling, and it's very difficult to watch someone struggle for over 2 years. And this was worse than ever. And when they came back, they told us, Dad's not doing well. And we understood from also the video Devin showed that Dad was critical. And then at about 11:32 or so that night, Jane and I said goodnight, turned out the lights, kissed each other goodnight. And he was sort of falling asleep, and I suddenly held his arm and I said, Jane, has Dad really gone? No one had said anything to me. I just said that, and then in my mind I started to say, goodbye, my dad. I'm really going to miss you. And then I just burst out crying. By then Jane had realized what was going on, and at that same moment the phone rang. It was 11:33, and the doctor informed Jane that Dad had passed. And I think that was so sweet because it felt to me like Dad had come to say goodbye to me because I wasn't there the last visit. And Dad was like, he kept his promise to me. I made him promise, of course. I, dragged it out of him that he would tell me. And he told me, he came. So today, I am very happy. I'm going to miss Dad, yes. I'm very happy for Dad, because Dad, as they all told, he was such a strong man. He was, you know, and to see someone go through that, to be bedridden for so long, have to be carried, it was heartbreaking. And Dad never lost courage, never lost hope, and I don't know how he did that. That in itself is a lesson. So those of you who know Dad would know that he followed a very spiritual path. And he was, he was a very good example as a father and as a devotee. And I think that's the devotion part, the morality aspect. These are things that get imprinted on you as a child. And they kind of define the person that you will grow up to be. And for that, I owe Dad a big thank you. So if I'm stern, know also that I get it from Dad, okay? So a little bit on the spiritual side, Maulana Rum, the great Rumi, says that if you wish to go on a pilgrimage, you should go with one who has already made the journey. The worries and difficulties of the journey will be reduced, he says. And then he says that it doesn't matter whether the person, the guide, is Hindu, or he's a Turk, or an Arab. And Dad had such a guide, has such a guide. And that is why today we're happy. That is why we rest easy, because we know Dad has the guide in the world beyond. This guide, the great master tells us, the Guru, in his outward form, has a human body. He teaches those who come to hear him. But when you go to the subtle regions, so when we leave this physical form and we enter the astral plane, the Guru assumes the subtle form and accompanies you in that form, which means Dad will have company. And if you reach the causal region, the second spiritual region, the Guru or the Master assumes a causal form and he helps you there. The Guru, the Master, has traveled through all of the stages of the journey to the very highest regions and can help you there also. In fact, he does not rest until he merges you into his real form, which is the Shabad, or the sound and the light of the Lord. So, I want to say, besides thank you to all of you, a thank you to my mother, who has looked after my father with unyielding devotion. She has herself gone through great physical difficulties, but she would never let Dad forego a meal. She became his right-hand man. And thank you to JN, because he looked after Dad with such dedication. And thank you to Nisha and Devon for always supporting us and being there, and we work together as a team. Thank you also to the grandchildren that are here. My daughter, my son, my daughter-in-law. Because all of them have helped us. This has been a very sudden event, and everyone has just remarkably come together and done different things to make it possible for us to have this event. And then I started by saying it's a walking week because in this week we have a funeral, we have Devon's birthday coming up, and we have Marisha's wedding coming up on Saturday. So we're going to have to embrace all of that. And I would just like to also remind you that we have catered for you. We are providing supper at home. So you are all most welcome to partake of the meal that has been provided. In fact, there's so much food. Please come. Thank you. God bless. Journey safely.
Okay, thank you all. If you want to do your last walk around, please come and do that now.
Thank you.